Good morning. Another day of me living in my rose gold reality, and today I'm going to be doing another segment of the wellness and fitness portion. So today I'm walking at the river. Let me switch it around so you can see. So pretty. I'm going to do about 1 mile and then I'm going to head home because it's 11:17 a.m. and it's starting to get really warm out here. So let me go ahead and get started. I have my water on deck and oops, I'm gonna show y'all. Wait. Water. So yeah, I am going to do 30 minutes and I hope I see a cardinal out here. If I see one, I will try to record it. Usually they don't like for me to record them. They will just fly away, but these are ancestral grounds, so hopefully I will see one. But let me go ahead and get started. There's one over there. See if I can get closer. They showed up. One showed up. I'm gonna pause to see if I can get a little bit closer. It's two of them, male and female. It flew over in the tree. Sorry for the camera movement. I'm trying to make sure I focus on it. Now you can really see it really good. The beautiful red color. Usually they fly away, but today he is letting me record him. When I get done with my walk, I will tell y'all the significance of the red cardinal. So far, I have walked half a mile, and it's amazing that I did see the cardinals, and they showed up. My great-grandfather, no, he's my great-great-grandfather, once worked out here. This is an old lumber mill that my town turned into a walking park along the river, and it was originally built and worked by slaves, and once emancipation happened they continued to work here. But that is why I call it ancestral grounds, because my great-grandfather and more of my relatives actually worked here during and after slavery. So once I am done walking and have my breath back, I will tell you guys exactly what it means and how happy I am that the cardinals showed up. I'll see you on the other side. I thought I would let y'all see how peaceful the river is. Over there you can see the old foundation of the lumber mill. Just beautiful. I love it so much. And to know my ancestors was here makes it even better. They have a really nice bench here if you want to come sit down and just enjoy the scenery. But right now it's too hot. They have another bench there. So now I'm going to go ahead and end my walk and call it a day. Go back home and get ready to cook dinner. Here's another portion of the old lumber mill, the foundation. Can you imagine what it was like for our ancestors working in these hard jobs from sunup to sundown? At least it was in a beautiful place. Continuing on in the name of healthy living, fitness, and wellness, I'm going to prepare these zucchini and squash, and I'm going to show you how I prepare them. And they are very healthy, and they will make a really good side dish for a protein or meat and a starch. For instance, rice or potatoes, which is what I'm having with them. I picked up this pack of potatoes, and you just put them in the microwave for 5 minutes, and it comes with a seasoning pack. And I've had this before, and they're pretty good, so I'm gonna have that. And I have some baked chicken thighs cooking in the oven. I am going to go ahead and dice these, and I will show you guys how I go about making this. I start by slicing the zucchini and squash, and then I take those circles and I slice them in half. I slice them in half, and then I add them to my strainer because I'm going to rinse them off really well. And once I rinse them, then I will be ready to season them and go ahead and steam them down. Now I have them rinsed and seasoned, and they are pretty much ready for the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys which seasonings I used. I used lemon pepper, nitrous seasoning, a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. And when I say a little bit of Himalayan salt, just use just a little bit, or else you will make it too salty. And then I use some garlic pepper seasoning. And I use very minimal seasoning because you want the natural taste of the vegetables to come out, and you don't want it to get overpowered by the seasonings. I had to go back and slice an onion because I almost forgot that this recipe calls for onions. So I'm going to go ahead and add the onions to my strainer and mix it in with the seasonings, and then I'll be ready to put it all in the pan together. I added the onions, and now it is ready to proceed to the pan. Ooh, I can't believe I almost forgot. I took half a slice of bacon and I cut it in 3 parts. So I'm going to let that brown just a little bit. And I also added some olive oil. I'm almost out of olive oil, but I added a little bit of olive oil to the pan to make it healthier. And the bacon is what is going to give it its taste. It's going to add flavor to the squash, zucchini, and onions. And the onions will also add a lot of flavor. The bacon is frying, and I like for my bacon to get a little bit brown because I do not like raw bacon in anything. So I'm going to let it get brown on both sides, and then I will add the vegetables to the pan. And you don't want to burn the bacon, so you make sure you keep it on low heat. Now that the bacon is pretty brown, I'll go ahead and add the vegetables. I've added the vegetables and I'm going to go ahead and stir it all up and put it on low and let it simmer down. I might add just half a cup of water, maybe less, maybe 1/4 cup of water. We'll see. So I'll put the top on it. I am going to let it cook on about medium low heat, and I will check it ever so often. Make sure you check on it, because the thing about zucchini and squash is that it will cook pretty fast, and you don't want it to get soggy and overcooked. You want it to be just right, not soft, not hard, but in between, enough to have a bite. Al dente, but that's what you call pasta, but I'm gonna say you want it to be al dente. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this do what it does, and I will show you guys the finished result. And I'm going to check on my chicken that's in the oven. It's cooking now. I did have to turn the heat up a little bit, and I did add some other seasonings. I added a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of onion powder and a little bit more of the lemon pepper seasoning. So I am stirring it up, and you can see that some of the pieces are looking translucent, as what you want it to do. But you have to continuously stir it every few minutes, because you want it to be uniform. You want all of the pieces to steam down. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the heat back down a little bit and let it continue to cook. You can see that it's translucent and more uniform. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off, because I think that it is perfect. And I'm going to put the top back on it, take my chicken out of the oven and my potatoes out of the microwave, and voila, we will have a nice healthy meal. This is the finished result: baked chicken, potatoes, and a side of zucchini and squash. Thank y'all so much for watching, and let's continue to inspire each other on our journey to the reality of wellness. Hey guys, it's another day, but I wanted to add this quick clip in, because after watching my video before uploading it, I realized that I had promised I was going to talk about the red cardinal and explain to you guys the significance of it to me, and I wanted to go ahead and add that real quick. I have my notes right here, so I won't get mixed up, and I can do this very quickly. You've probably heard the saying, when cardinals appear, angels are near, or ancestors are near. For me, I started noticing cardinals about 1 year ago. Before that, I never paid attention to birds, only as background noise. Never focused on them at all. They're just a part of everyday life. You hear the birds chirping in the background, and that was it. But then I had my own spiritual experience, and I started noticing them more. I'm going to talk about how different cultures understand the spiritual meaning of the cardinal bird. And they're seen as both cultural and spiritual symbols. Popular folklore holds the saying, when cardinals appear, loved ones are near, viewing the bird as a bridge or hinge between the earthly world and the afterlife. The hinge between worlds. The word cardinal comes from the Latin cardo, meaning a door hinge, symbolizing the bird as a hinge or threshold connecting this life and the next. Indigenous traditions. Several Native American tribes view the red bird as sacred symbols tied to family bonds, good luck, and messages from ancestors or the spiritual realm. Now here's one. Southern and hoodoo folklore. As African Americans, you know that we hear a lot about hoodoo, and especially if you're in the Pentecostal church, it can seem like something bad, something heretic, something that we don't go nowhere near. But it's also very prominent in our culture. We remember our grandmothers talking about it, and you know, It just was always known. So, as far as Southern and Hoodoo folklore, in regional traditions, repeated visits or sightings near a home after prayer or during grief are interpreted as ancestral presence, protection, or approval. For Christian and symbolic views, the vibrant red color is often associated with life force, vitality, resilience, and spiritual renewal. And that is why you see cardinals prominent in Christmas decor and on Christmas cards and things like that. Now, as for my own spiritual experiences, the most I've ever seen in my backyard at one time is 9. I've had one come up to my back door and basically look in. I have video evidence of it. And then I've had one come and look at my window. I see them all the time now that I'm paying attention. I'm going to make a separate video on the significance of the red cardinal in my life so I can show all the video evidence. But I didn't want to make this long. I just wanted to keep my promise to you guys. So thank y'all for listening.